right, so the question a lot of people have on their mind, what is that? It is, what should I do with this upcoming banner? And I'm gonna tell it to you with a as good as possible, non-biased review here, but let me tell you now, this might be a little bit biased. I'm gonna be honest here, all right? So if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, I'll set a time. First up, let's simply answer a very good question. How is the banner? First off, if you're looking at this banner, you might say, damn, that is peak. If you look at the banner also, you might say, damn, that is trash. It's literally a 50-50. Why? Because if you were to scroll through it and were to look through it, this is great, this is great. A lot of people don't want to pull her anymore. They've already pulled enough of her, so people will consider this to be mid. But for a lot of players, if you don't have this, it's 10 out of 10. People like this, people don't like this, because again, you don't really need dupes for these characters per se, and people have pulled enough for them, so people will say that it's trash because of this. Again, this is there, which is good to 6-6, still a very, top tier bench unit, but again, people will say, no, I have too many dupes for that. Okay, there's this, which is still good in my opinion. People will say nope, people will say nope, people will say nope. Everyone kind of will say nope. You got like 2 or 3 copies now for free of her, so you don't really need more. You definitely say no, you definitely say no. Again, don't really need to say yes, probably a no, but yeah. Again, this is still pretty good to get dupes for. This is very good to at least get the initial copy for. This is very good also. This is very good also. Yeah, these 2, I would say more so are argued about. The third, yeah, you can say, why do we need this? But still, people don't have him, so I guess it's fine. This, still fine. This, still fine. These 2, great, right? So for the most part, you're at a point where, yes, the banner's iffy for a lot of people, but it's great for a lot of people. Simply put, if you're missing majority of these, demonic beast units, you better summon and then not complain that you lost Miguel for the 90th time, right? You have a very good chance to get some of the demonic beast characters here, so that's there. On a second point, yes, Ultimate Escanor is here. On the second point also, yes, you have 3 characters that finally made their debut again, right? Reappearing, being these 3, they finally reappeared. Again, they recently released, but they're back. So realize that they probably won't hit a banner again for a very long time. So if you want to go and summon, this is your last chance to do that, because we're not going to get a November vote, probably a December vote. So if you want tier, you got to get him here. That rhymed. Look at that. Beyond that, all right? Yes, that's the fact of the banner itself. Now, on to the unit. This unit, in my opinion, get the pitchforks ready. I am okay. I will die on this hill. She is an outstandingly busted character. You have to realize that she is releasing for a race that is already innately powerful. She is releasing for the one and only unknown race. And unknown characters, let me tell you now, first off, they get support for centuries, they get everything, they get love and care, and they are always very good. But thing is, yes, on some of the contents, being PvE related content, she may not shine as much because she does scale up debuffs. And again, in Demonic Beast, she can't really debuff. She doesn't do that bad in Nidhogg, like she's actually pretty good there. But for the most part, you don't need her for most content outside of PvP, but she is a damn fun unit to use, and she has very fun mechanics, and she is very strong. And I think that if you've been, encountering issues with the Demon King, she sort of solves that, because she really does slaughter the Demon King on a lot of the showcases that I kind of went through, being matches I tested, right? She does very good. She is a very, very powerful character, and that's just simply the point. Also, people gotta start understanding this. This is a fact that I have to make sure is hammered into your head, because people just don't get this, right? So please, if anybody ever says I'm not summoning for a dark or light unit, smack them in the face. You have my permission, go and do it. You know why? Because you have to realize these units are very, very hard to come by. People are in my comments crying constantly, saying, GoGo, I lost out on my HEL, when am I gonna get it back? And I told you, at that point, first off, everyone could have summoned for my HEL. You had plenty of gems, the login was there, all that stuff was there. You physically could not have missed out on my HEL, unless you summoned on the banner 2 weeks prior to it, which I don't even think was a good banner. It was like Liz or something, which was, what was it, Liz? Was it, it was Festival King, like the old festival, like that weird Valentine's thing. It was something that wasn't a must summon. People summoned for that. That's the only way you messed up, right? But again, that was a light character, and people have not gotten him yet. Since then, people have missed out on that character, and they've been complaining because it's, first off, it's a light character. They don't have to listen to you. They can debut the character whenever they want to. You can't have any say in that, right? At this point in time, this is a character that is a dark character. I don't know in the future if we can actually vote for this character. She is of her own breed, basically, being the only Ranrock character we have in this game. So you have to realize, if you want the character, this is it. Pull it now, or potentially wait a few months, right? Light and dark characters are simply way too hard to pull. You have to pull them when they release. If they are powerful, they are broken, you can do that. People simply wanted to skip Transcendent Bond, and whatever it is, Transcendent Bond is a pretty good PvE character at this moment in time, being for Hero Arena, if you consider that PvE, and still being good for final boss and content of this sort. So missing out on him still kind of sucked. But again, depends what you want to do. This is, I will say, a very powerful character, and she's releasing on a team that is unknown. An unknown team just constantly gets support, and this could also be a precursor to the upcoming collaboration that literally might release in 30 days. You have to realize that also. Remember, we're potentially getting a Halloween Merlin banner real soon. That's another unknown character. Who knows how that works for unknown team and what that does. Again, after that, remember, last year we did roll around over, let's see if we can get to last year. Where is it? Is Purgatory Meliodas? Where is it? Yeah, so this was Infinity Mage Merlin. Infinity Mage Merlin was the September festival. This character, an unknown character, released in September. So who knows? Usually collab units are unknown. We had AOT where it was a human giant slash and then a human, right? Human slash giant, then a human, which again could be a human collaboration, could be any sort of collaboration, we don't know. But if it is unknown, well, you just released a very powerful unknown character for that category. Again, Merlin very much worked very well with what Philo was, and if you missed out on Merlin, kind of sucked, but remember, that is currently the case. She's a very powerful character. She's releasing for a very powerful meta. If you want the character, I would pull. It's a light and a dark, it's a dark banner rather, but there is a light unit on there. I would say that it is the smart idea, but it is also true that you have upcoming things to look forward to. There is a collab in October where you may have to skip this for that. There is in fact going to be Ultimate Escanor, or not Ultimate Escanor, but a banner, which is the November festival, which is always a big festival. Beyond that, there's a December festival, right? So you might be forced to skip. Again, gem guide coming soon. I have done the math for you. I have crunched the numbers, which I'll save all that information for that video, but I would recommend to watch it to give yourself a nice little way to understand how everything works. The reason I haven't released one yet, everyone keeps asking me for one, is because I want to take time on it, right? Because you're at a crucial time. Like, I haven't done a gem guide in 2 to 3 months because I kind of didn't think you needed one, but I missed out. I'm sorry. A lot of people have been begging me for one, so apologies in advance, but I will be putting a lot of effort into that and really crunching the numbers, adding a bunch of new mechanics that also dropped, so bear with me on that one. It is coming relatively soon. So on that aspect of it, you should be in a pretty decent standing for everything, but again, I would save your kind of copium till that video releases so that you get a nice broad look at everything, all right? But for right now, simply put, if you run unknown team, you kind of want this. If you don't run an unknown team, don't really care for the character, you can skip the character. I personally think that she's a very powerful character, and I think that she released to be what, you know, people were looking for in Bond. They were looking for Bond to be a very powerful character for his meta, and like, you have to realize it. There's other humans that outshine Bond. Simply put, Escanor outshines Bond in PvP, right? It is the case, yeah? But tier is great, but tier plus HEL is even greater. You see what I did there? That's simply the question, and that's simply the answer, right? Again, should I summon? Yes. Should you skip if you have the fact of, I only run Demon Team? Yes. If you really care for unknown meta, go for it. Powerful character, kind of want some Ragnarok units on the team being tier, maybe if you have Freyr. Again, if you don't have those characters, Ram, Echidna, there's many other characters to substitute in, and as time progresses, more unknowns released, the team will get better and better. Just simply put, that's the case. She does very good, and for PvE related content like Hero Arena, she could be a very slaughterhouse unit. Outside of the aspect of that, maybe final bosses she won't work too great, but she still puts up a pretty good number, so I can't really lie that is the case. And yeah, that's just my 10 cents. Let me know what you think. I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, peace out, enjoy. And yeah, it's been it from me.